Hello there, welcome to Inkquiring Minds. My name is Doug and I'm back with another fountain pen review. Thanks to Patrick Yandell, the Vice President of Narwhal Pens in Aberdeen, New Jersey, for providing this limited edition Narwhal Plongeur 365 Anniversary Titanium Fountain Pen for review today. I'd inquired about reviewing one. Even though they were sold out, Patrick surprised me by providing one with the special edition Christmas 2024 Nautilus I gave away in December. Here's what Patrick said in his email. The Plongeur is now completely sold out, but it's a product that we're really proud of and want to show off. So let's take a look at this French submarine of a fountain pen right now. So this arrived in my door today. Let's open it up. There's one piece of stuff. So let's look at the 365 Titanium Narwhal Anniversary. Maybe I got that wrong. It's the Narwhal 365 Anniversary Plongeur. Fine. Slide off the sleeve. Narwhal silver foil. You open it up. We have Narwhal card, which has some instructions on it on filling the pen and some warranty information. And here's the pen. Whoa, this is a big pen. This is a Nautilus style, all titanium, and it's limited edition, 126 of 365 made. And there's the nib, and it is a fine, there we go, fine Narwhal nib. And this, of course, is a piston filler, and you can remove that piston. Ink window, portholes. We'll have to think about an ink for this pen and then put it through its paces. I'll show the parts and features of this pen, show some size comparisons and measurements, and then provide a writing sample. And then I'll talk about what I like and what I don't like so much about this fountain pen. I mentioned in the introduction that this was a French submarine of a fountain pen. That's because the pen is named after the 1863 French submarine Plongeur, which is French for diver. A model of the Plongeur was displayed at the 1867 Exposition Universelle, where it was studied by Jules Verne, who used it as the inspiration for his novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Of course, the name of the submarine featured in Verne's 1870 novel was the Nautilus, which is the name of the Narwhal model from which the Plongeur was derived. I don't have a Nautilus for comparison, as I've only owned two and given both of them away. So here's some video of my Narwhal Nautilus Ebonite Corridas to show the regular Nautilus clip, the raised cap band, and the rimmed porthole ink windows. The Plongeur has a completely redesigned clip, has no cap band, and so the cap is flush with the barrel, and the porthole ink windows are flush, with the edges nicely chamfered, giving the pen a much sleeker profile than the regular Nautilus. Overall, the pen is a regular Nautilus size, but it is made of machined titanium. The pen weighs 54 grams, where a normal acrylic Nautilus weighs around 37 grams. And here it is with a Pilot Metropolitan for scale.
Get out!
The Plongeur is a straight tube, 14.2 millimeters thick, with a rounded top and bottom, making it look like an aluminum cigar tube. And of course, it also looks like a submarine. From the top, we see the redesigned clip that curves over and is spring-loaded and slimmer. It has the laser-engraved limited edition numbers, this one being 126 of 365. There's a smooth transition from the cap to the barrel with a thin ring in between. And the portholes, as I mentioned, are flush with the body and chamfered for smooth edges. The barrel is separated from the piston knob by another thin metal ring. The cap unscrews with one and about a half turn to reveal the tapering titanium section, number 6 size steel fine nib, and ebonite feed. Yes, this is an ebonite feed, another change from the regular Nautilus. The cap threads here are not sharp, nor is the step from the barrel to the section. The section tapers slightly towards the nib, and then there's a slight flare. The section has micro grooves in it that you probably won't be able to see on camera, but you can actually feel them. It gives it a surprisingly non-slippery grip. Let's look closer at this nib. It is a typical narwhal nib engraving with the ocean spray and a frolicking narwhal.
Narwhals, narwhals swimming in the quotient, 'cause they are so awesome.
The nib and feed are part of a nib assembly that unscrews for swapping or maintenance. And the inside of the cap shows a black plastic cap liner with a step that meets with the section to seal the nib from evaporation. And the cap threads are incorporated in that liner, so there's smooth threads metal to plastic, which makes it smoother and noiseless. And of course, this cap does not post. Unposted, the pen is very comfortable in the hand and very nicely balanced. You'll find it thick in your hand, as the entire body of the pen is 14.2 millimeters thick. The Plongeur is sold out everywhere, but when it was for sale, it was $199 US. Now let's look at some size comparisons. And here is the Narwhal Plongeur Titanium Piston Filler with an Asvine J16 Titanium Piston Filler, an Asvine V200 Titanium Vacuum Filler, an Asvine P36 Titanium Piston Filler, and a Wingsung 601 Flighter Pump Filler. Now let's look at them posted. And here they are posted. Of course, the Plongeur does not post. The J16 does post, but it's pretty precarious on there and falls off. The V200 posts very securely, but is extremely long. And the same thing with the P36. It posts, sort of, not really, and is very long. Of course, the best poster of them all is this stainless steel Wingsung 601 Flighter with the hooded nib. Now let's look at them unposted. And here they are unposted. You can see they're all relatively the same length unposted except for the V200, which is slightly longer than the others. Now let's look at some measurements, and I'll be back with a writing sample. And we're back with the writing portion of the review. This is an unknown dot grid paper of unknown quality because I've run out of Clairefontaine. I need to take a trip to the stationery store, so this will have to suffice. And this is the Narwhal, spelled just the way it sounds, Narwhal Plongeur. And it has a number 6 size steel fine nib. Let's check the wetness. It's decently wet. I've pressed on it 7 times with Doug's 7 strokes to inky happiness technique, and it opened it up a bit, but it was fairly dry, and this is a very wet ink. The ink is the new ink from Iroshizuku, one of the 3 new inks called, I think I can pronounce this properly. Let's write it out first. Seiyunjo. And it's pronounced Shunjo. Shunjo, I think. What with all the French and the Japanese in this review, it's really got my tongue twisted. The nib is very smooth with a good amount of feedback, but it's also pretty fine. Slightly finer than a Western fine. So it's measuring out at 0.3 millimeters, which makes it a Western extra fine or a Japanese extra fine. And there's a little bit of bounce, but it's a fairly stiff steel nib. Now that measurement is on my Richard Binder line width chart, which you can find linked in the description once again. I believe that Binder changed the name of the PDF file by adding a 2 to the end of the file name, thus breaking all my previous links. From now on, my description will have the updated links to that PDF file, so you can download it if you wish. And for our quote. And for some reverse writing, it's very much drier, very much thinner, with quite a bit of scratch. And some quick writing. No issues at all with that ink keeping up with that ebonite feed. So what do I like and what do I not like about this fountain pen? I like most everything about this pen. Having owned but not kept 2 Narwhal Nautilus pens previously, I thought I might not like this pen, but surprisingly I do. I think that's because it's sleeker and cooler than the original Nautilus. I had not been a fan of the Narwhal Nautilus clip, and the Plongeur clip is a real improvement. I also like the sleeker, more refined lines of the pen, without the cap band, the rings on the portholes. It's a very cool looking pen. The piston works well and holds a good amount of ink. And I like the section because it isn't slippery in the least. And the balance of this relatively heavy pen is quite remarkable. The nib is a bit fine for my tastes, and typically these Eastern nibs run a size thinner than their Western counterparts. So a broad is a medium is a fine, and a fine is an extra fine. This is certainly an extra fine. But overall, this is a nicely designed and engineered fountain pen. Kudos to Patrick and the team over there at Narwhal for this Plongeur model. They are right to be proud of this model, and I'm very appreciative of them giving me the last of the limited editions. Thank you, Patrick. And there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell to get instant notifications whenever a new video is posted. And you can join as a member of my channel for only 99 cents a month, and I guarantee I'll answer your comments in the comment section. You'll get cool emojis, badges, sneak peek unboxing videos, as well as instant access to my videos the moment I post them. And that just leaves it for me to say thank you for watching. And that's all she wrote.
I made this.